Hi guys, and welcome to another session of Honest Talk About Women, where you'll learn tips, tricks and strategies on how to navigate the complexities of dating and relationships. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also comment in the comment section. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you've got a story you want to share with viewers, you can contact me on my email address listed below. Okay, let's get right into it, guys. This one's about who should pay for the first date. Okay, so a bit about my experience. I've only ever dated basically 3 times in my life before my first marriage in the early 2000s. My first marriage went for 15 years in the mid-2010s and started to date again. And also recently, after my second marriage of 9 years in 2023, 2024, started to date again. And the dating scene has changed a lot. And also, you got to adapt your style to what's happening. So, when I first dated in the early 2000s, it was purely dinner. So, took a woman out, and it was expensive, guys. It adds up. You know, you're looking at $3,000 to $5,000 a year in dinners, and you had a lot of alcohol consumption back then because I drank in my early 30s, and usually you had a nice night, but it's very hard to sit long-term with someone who you know is not a long-term prospect because you're wasting each other's time. So in the mid-2010s, when I was out dating again after my first marriage, it was a mixture of taking a woman out for a meal at a nice classy restaurant or alcohol drinks at a bar, again, drinking in my 40s. But now, in my now when I had been out dating previously after my second marriage of 9 years, it was purely into fitness and healthy drinking. So an ideal date to me is you arrange for a woman to meet somewhere at a beach or at a park, and you go for a 20-30 minute walk, and you go back to a cafe and have a green tea or a coffee or a non-alcoholic drink or a fruit juice. And it's no more than $20, and you pay for it. Okay, so you pay for it. I've always paid for the first dates, but different types of dates as the years went on. So at this stage, when I was previously dating, I now have a girlfriend of several months. But when I was dating recently, it was purely a walk because I'm really into exercise, and followed by a green tea or whatever the other lady wanted. So no more than $20. Don't quibble over $20, guys. It's peanuts. But going for a walk is excellent because you can understand the health of the other lady that you want to link up with. And if she's huffing and puffing over a short 1,000 meter walk, then she's pretty unfit. If she's into exercise, that's a real big bonus. I think guys will go well. So that's my advice, guys, on who should pay for the first date. Just pay it anyway. So second date, it should be reciprocated. And the third date, no, it's a 50-50. I've even dated women recently when I was dating, not now, but when I was previously dating, who offered to pay on the first date, offered to pay for my green tea. And those women are real gold. And there was a small percentage of women, maybe 10 or 15%, that offered to pay on the first date. And I just refused and said, no, this is on me, no issues. And there are others willing to pay 50-50. So there are women out there that don't have their hands stuck in their pockets. They are willing to pay. But it's always interesting the characters you meet when dating. I had a woman approach me when I was dating recently, and she was a Russian girl, and she was classy, and she was in good nick. And she always used to say, "Scott, see the FPOS machine over there? That's where you pay." And that really signaled a huge red flag. And then when she had a red wine, this is after the second or third date, and we're having dinner. Whenever she had a red wine, she used to loosen up a little bit and used to talk about my masculine man must have a greater net worth than me. And I remember going back one night, doing a bit of Google on a previous husband, and from public records, she was worth about 20 million plus. She had married someone who was 35 years older than her. and a very wealthy man who didn't have long to live. And it was just red signals. But I wanted to learn a bit more about the psychology of this woman because I've never really dated a Russian woman before. So I played along and had a few dates with her. And she was heavily involved in the Dubai community and into masquerade parties. So she had a honorary degree, not an honorary degree, but an honorary reward of the Russian New Zealand lady given by some outfit in Dubai. And she was really into her Dubai party scene, dressing up in party frocks and enjoying herself. And listening to her, she had great stories. She was in mint condition, top shelf woman, but I just did not connect with her. She was into the royalty thing, and that must be my Scottish-Irish heritage, where you just don't like royalty, you don't like upper society. She was from a Russian background where there's a very strict class structure in Russia. There's a ruling elite, and there's a lot of people that serfdoms that serve the ruling elite and just treated like cannon fire. And she had that sort of attitude. So there's an automatic clash. It was an interesting experience, and I did a video on her dating the Russian girl. But she just wasn't for me. And lastly, she was 5 years older than me. Even though she was in mint condition, she looked a lot younger than what she was age-wise. I just do not do older women. And she was keen, but I don't do older women. And I discussed this with friends of mine, and they said, Scott, this is an ideal opportunity to get into a new society, but it's just not me. So when you're dating guys out there, you've got to know who you are and what you can put up with. And this is an example of, I just didn't want to play the high society in Dubai. It's not my scene. I'm a nature guy. I much rather be out on the land, going through bush, going through the park, going through a beach, a rustic beach in New Zealand. That's me. I love nature. And you've got to work yourself out what you can put up with, guys. Because if you're dating a woman that has 6 cats, do you really want 6 cats in a house when you live with someone? Big red flag. So work out what your tolerances are, guys. I've done a few videos on dating and what are negotiable and what's non-negotiable, and I'll link it to the end of this video. So when you date, guys, there's a lot of single mums out there looking for dates, and you've really got to ask yourself, are you in that market for single mums? Because there's a lot of complexities, a lot of complications with kids, and you don't want any further headaches in your life. You want a simple life. You want to have it uncomplicated and drama-free. And when you bring kids into the mix that are not yours, it creates all sorts of issues. Believe me, all sorts of issues. And I asked my current girlfriend when she was dating, did she mind meeting guys with kids? And she said she didn't want to date anyone with kids under 18. And I said, why is that? She goes, well, I didn't know whether to have kids or not, so I decided to look after someone's kids for the weekend to see if I was mother material. And it was absolutely hellish. The kids were fighting, the kids threw temper tantrums. It was just an absolute nightmare, and it put her off having kids. So I guess if you're out there thinking about kids and you're a woman, that's not a bad way to do things. Have a weekend looking after kids and see what it's really like. It's not like in the Disney movies where the kids are well behaved, they don't spill their food at the table, they're polite, they're well mannered. Completely different. That's it today, guys. It's a very short video. Who should pay for the first date? Basically, just pay it. It's $20. It's peanuts. Don't do dinners, because you will get into an expensive dinner. Someone could rake up huge amounts of costs with the alcohol and so forth, and you have completely nothing in common with that woman. You want someone who's healthy, unmaterialistic, non-argumentative, and going for a walk is a great way of seeing someone's fitness level, and then followed by a green tea afterwards, which is a perfect date. Obviously, I'm not in the dating market anymore now, guys. I'm very happy with my current girlfriend. We've been going out for several months now. We're hitting it off great. live in separate houses, separate finances. She doesn't want to have kids, doesn't want to get married. I'm not getting married again. I don't want kids. So far, it's working out really well, but who knows what's around the corner. So we're into a lot of road trips. We get out and do nature, and it's fantastic, and I'm loving it. So best of luck out there, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Also comment in the comments section. It all helps with YouTube algorithm. If you want some tips on dating, you can purchase my book, Alpha Dating. It's on Amazon Kindle. It can be on your inbox in seconds at a very reasonable price. If I knew the red and green flags back then, I would have avoided a lot of the mistakes that I've made in my life. So good book, good value for money. Until next time, take care.